coup d'etat committed in Russia? Expert revealed interesting points. It is possible that the terrorist attack in Crocus may have been used by a group of politicians in the Russian Federation who de facto carried out a hidden coup d'etat. Ukrainian expert Vadim Denisenko said this, and so far we can say with a high degree of probability that the main beneficiary could be Nikolai Patrushev. To begin with, we cannot yet fully understand what it really was. Both the ISIS version has inconsistencies and the Russian version raises too many questions, he added. According to him, in the end, at the most, these things, although important, are secondary. More important to me is the sharp radicalization of the entire Russian vertical, which is already being demonstrated at all levels. Innovations with the return of the death penalty, Peskov's change of rhetoric, the obvious ban on any smooth statements, the tough stance of the Russian ambassador to Poland, and the demonstration of unnecessary aggressiveness, the use of Ziakons, and so on. Vadim Denisenko said that all this cumulatively tells us about a sharp shift in the balance of power in favor of the most radical elements. Behind all this, we can see first of all the head of the Russian Security Council, the number 2 politician in the Russian Federation, Nikolai Patrushev. I would like to note straight away that in recent years there has been a rapprochement, and with the full-scale invasion we can talk about the tandem of Patrushev and Chemezov, the head of Rostek. The combination of these two figures now guarantees complete superiority over all other towers. In other words, we see a sharp increase in the influence of one group with the tacit consent of all others. Moreover, we see everyone else adjusting to the new reality, he said. According to him, obviously, we still need to monitor all of this, but so far it looks like Putin's native structure has locked its pet down and is taking away from him the wiggle room to create certain balances. The main wiggle room, by the way, is the negotiations. All Russian rhetoric is now imbued exclusively with aggression and does not suggest any compromise even in details. I repeat, we should keep an eye on this for the time being because the situation is not static now but is developing on a daily basis. And there is no need to wait for personnel decisions. We should first of all watch the rhetoric. If this hypothesis is confirmed, it is a quit from all negotiations and a sharp shift towards turning Russia into Iran. The upside of this is that Patrushev will be putting the economy in a detrimental state, he added. What happened in Moscow could happen in US. Senator Marco Rubio. Last Friday's terrorist attack at the Crocus City Hall music venue outside Moscow showed that Islamic State extremists have been able to re-establish their operations in Afghanistan after the chaotic US pullout in 2021, Florida Senator Marco Rubio told ABC News. Last week, 4 gunmen stormed the arena just before a concert by the rock band Picnic. The venue, which has an estimated capacity of 7,500, was almost full. The terrorists killed the unarmed guards, opened fire on visitors, and then started a blaze which quickly spread through the building. At least 137 people were killed and over 180 were injured, according to officials. Speaking to ABC's This Week, Rubio said the fact that ISIS Khorasan, a wing of Islamic State based primarily in Afghanistan, has claimed responsibility for the atrocity suggests that the group has regained its footing and could be planning other attacks. ISIS-K reconstituted itself as we warned would happen when we had this disastrous withdrawal from Afghanistan, the senator said, recalling that one of the main criticisms of US President Joe Biden's rushed exit was that it would give terrorists operating space to reorganize themselves. Once we leave Afghanistan and we're no longer there to conduct regular strikes, they can now operate openly. No matter how much the Taliban wants to take them on, they can't. They don't have the capability to do it, Rubio said, adding that Islamic State has now found a place to operate from and is likely looking for more real estate where they can organize and plot attacks. Rubio pointed out that in recent years, Islamic State extremists have carried out numerous attacks in Afghanistan and Iran and warned that the massacre on Russian soil means that they could soon attempt something similar in the US. Their aspirations go beyond Russia and Iran, the senator said, adding that Islamic State would love to do what they did in Moscow here inside the United States. He stressed that the US should be very concerned about such a threat and suggested that Islamic State extremists may use trafficking networks to enter the country through the US-Mexico border.